Hi, my name is Blaze, and this is the first part in a how to use a tool series. Uh, for this first tool, I have selected the angle grinder. Now, this is a very useful tool for metalworking and oftentimes woodworking. Um, First thing I want to cover is safety measures. And as you can imagine, you're going to need a pair of safety glasses and then some arm protection and body protection. What I use for my arm protection is just an old jacket. Material on this is very thick, so the sparks will not hit your body. As for the body, you can use a leather coat that just goes on your chest and lower body like this to protect you from the sparks. Now, I'd like to explain the basics of what an angle grinder does. So, in all simplicity, what you're doing is just shaving off material from an object or cutting something. And there's two main types of attachments that you can put on it. One being a actual grinder itself, grinder wheel, and then a cutoff wheel. Now that I've talked about safety and what it basically does, here is an old cutoff wheel. This one in particular exploded, and this is the reason why you wear safety. Now onto the actual tool itself. It's a very simple tool that you can operate with a push of a button. So, some key features on this is the main power button. Flip that up and it turns on. The red button right there, that is what locks the shaft right here, so you can loosen and tighten the collar onto the attachment. And then there's a handle right here which you can unscrew and put on either side, so a hole on each side depending on which hand's your dominant hand. So if your dominant hand is your right hand, you can just thread the handle onto the left side. But if you're left-handed, then you can screw this into the right hand. But I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go ahead and screw this back into the left side. So, next key feature, or part of the tool I'd like to cover, is the shaft and collet, which is this piece right here. So, here's the top piece that threads on, and here's the bottom piece, which is what you clamp the attachment onto. On the top piece, there is a lip on one side, and then a dimple on the other. This is for different attachments. And on the bottom piece, there's also a dimple that is, or a rise in the material, and that always stays facing up. So, for a grinding wheel, such as this one, it'll be placed down like that onto the bottom collar. And then for this top collar, what you're going to do is take the collar that you tighten onto it and have the part that sticks out facing down. This is so that you get a good amount of clamping pressure onto this attachment. But for cutting wheels, you can see there's a difference in size and thickness. What you want to do is just really clamp down onto it, which you can't do if you have both of the rises facing up. When you've clamped down both of the rises, your attachment can spin freely, which you do not want. So, you have the bottom collar with its rise facing up, then your cutoff wheel. Then you use the side with a divot in it and face that down to tighten it. Now, in order to tighten an attachment down, I'll be using this grinding wheel. So remember, rise facing down. You can start by just threading it on by hand. Make sure to get both of the rises lined up. Once you got it hand tightened, you flip the angle grinder over, press in this red button, and then you spin until you feel it click. Next, you'll take the tool that they provide. Looks like an open-end wrench, just with 2 prongs, and you'll tighten it down, the top collar, and then you have your attachment on. That concludes this portion of how to use a tool.